everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be my empties and purchases for the month of August. I do have quite a few empties, but I only have a couple of purchases, so let's start with my empties. I do have here mainly makeup, one nail polish and 10 couple of skincare products. So let's start with the skincare actually to get it out of the way. I did finish my Garnier Skin Active makeup remover 2-in-1. So this is an eye makeup remover. This is my favorite. It is gentle but it is effective. Oftentimes I do have an issue with eye makeup removers that either they don't take all of the eye makeup off or then they irritate my eyes, but this one does not irritate and it works. Then another skincare empty that I do have. Well, this is actually not completely empty, but I'm going to count it as an empty because I'm almost done with the bottle. There is maybe a 1 centimeter left there. This is from The Ordinary, their Granactive Retinoid 2% emulsion. So this is the more gentle version. The reason why I decided to declutter this one before it is completely gone is that we have decided to start trying for another child. When we tried for our first one, we were really secretive about it, like no one knew. This time we're not going to be as secretive, so I can tell it here that yes, that's something that we are planning right now, and retinol is not recommended for pregnancy, and there are other things too that are not recommended, but for those other things I'm not going to worry about them before I actually get pregnant. If I do get pregnant, I don't by any means take that for granted. That's the reason I'm going to declutter this. It's not something I could save for later use. This one has 3 months shelf life. I have had it for about 3.5 months, maybe 4 months. It's not expired so that I couldn't use it up if I now wanted to use it, but it's totally not going to be good anymore whenever it is time to get back to using retinol or retinoid. Retinol totally is something that I do see a benefit of it when I use it. However, this is so mild that I don't know if it really did anything, but anyways, I think it is something that gives more long-term results than short-term, like quick results. Okay, I will now warn you that there's a couple of spoilers to my 22 in 2022 project pan, and by the way, this video is going to be uploaded a little bit late. I'm filming in the beginning of September, but there are a couple of videos that I will need to edit and upload before I'm able to put this one out. But yeah, I did finish the Catrice ICONails Gel Lacquer in State Bloody Mary to go. This one was in my 22 in 2022 project pan. And yeah, I do really enjoy this Catrice ICONails formula. This one, however, was not my favorite tone of red. This one is like a really fiery bright red, when my preference would be just a little bit more deeper and a little bit more classic, and that's why this was in the project pan, because I do have a red nail polish that I prefer over this one. Then let's move on to makeup. Let's actually take another spoiler for the 22 in 2022 out of the way first. So I did finish the bronzer that was in there. This is the Potted bronzer from Essence. It is the Essence Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder in lighter skin. I did really enjoy this formula. It was kind of like a nice satin finish, but I did not love the color. It was really pale, but at the same time it was kind of orangey. So if it was a little bit more neutral and not that orangey, then I would have loved the bronzer. Then I do have here a couple of complexion products. So the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. I actually took the stopper out of this. I used to really love this concealer when I first tried it, but not really anymore, because I think this is maybe a little bit expensive for what it is. I am totally willing to pay high-end price for a concealer, but if I'm going to do so, it needs to freaking cover everything, and this one doesn't. This concealer is not something that you couldn't find it from the drugstore. I think the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer and also the one that I'm using right now from Catrice, the Catrice True Skin High Coverage Concealer. They are kind of comparable to this one. They do have like a nice medium buildable coverage. Like this, they are kind of like skin-like. Maybe those two are a little bit more hydrating than this, but they don't look cakey on under eyes, and this one does not either. But I actually like those drugstore concealers better than this. So I don't see any point in repurchasing this one anymore. If I'm going to purchase high-end concealer, it's probably going to be Tarte Shape Tape. Then I did finish the BareMinerals Mineral Well powder. Now this one I originally tried because Chick Geek has been raving about this for an under eye setting powder, but unfortunately for me this does not work as under eye powder because this is like a skin tone powder. It makes my concealer look darker. That is what most of the times happens if I do set my concealer with a skin tone powder. Because of that, I do prefer to use like a brightening powder on my under eye. My favorite is the Essence Banana Powder. So I used this to set my face with it. You know, it's kind of the same thing than with the Urban Decay concealer. This is not something that I couldn't find from the drugstore. Okay, then I did finish my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I do use the shade Ash Brown, but I always also do use some brown eyeshadow to make my brows a little bit stronger, but first I do shape them with this pencil. And I do love this pencil. This is the only one that I use. I do like the price tag, I do like the formula. Then I did finish the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is like a cult favorite. I do like this, but again, I don't think this is anything so good that you couldn't find it from the drugstore. I am using at the moment the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and I think, you know, it is just as good as this one. Also, a lot of people love the Milani eyeshadow primer, probably thanks to Emily Noel. She always raves about that. I think that is also good. It's not necessarily as good as the Wet n Wild and this one. I feel if you do have really oily lids, maybe you will have issues with the Milani primer, but that's also kind of like a personal thing. I do have oily eyelids, I will say that. I do have really oily and hooded lids, so if I didn't use eyeshadow primer or if I used bad eyeshadow primer, my eyeshadow would fade and crease and be horrible by the end of the day. With this one and with the Wet n Wild one, I don't have that issue, but yeah, I just don't see a reason to buy a high-end one when there are good options at the drugstore. And you know, another thing I will say that I don't like about this Urban Decay one is the packaging. It has this doe food applicator, and I don't like that. I will rather squeeze the product out of the tube and then apply it with my finger. I feel that is more sanitary, since eyeshadow primer is something that will take a very long time to finish. This one has totally lasted over a year on me. Okay, so those were all of the empties that I did have in the month of August. The value of those empties was 96.89 €, and I did use the actual price that I paid for those. Most of my makeup, especially when talking about high-end, I do buy with some sort of discount. And then in total, in 2022, my empties have been €665.04. Then let's still quickly go through my purchases. I don't have many, I just have a couple. So 1 skincare product, 3 makeup products that are kind of like replacement sort of product. But I did repurchase the Garnier eye makeup remover. This is now the empty one because the one that I bought is downstairs in our bathroom, so I can just show this one. But yes, I did repurchase. Then TOKMANNI was again having Catrice and Essence 20% off, so I bought a couple of backups and one product that I wanted to try. So the new product to me is the Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum Primer, and this is from Essence. So I filmed my Catrice and Essence video in July, and I asked your recommendations, and one of you let me know that they actually do have a dupe for the Glow Recipe Watermelon whatever primer. I have never tried that, and Glow Recipe is not a brand that I have good access to by any means. I don't even know if it is sold in Europe. I have not seen it in any stores where I shop for. So it hasn't necessarily even been a brand that I have been that curious of, But when I heard that Essence has a dupe for their really popular primer, I had to give it a go. And I got to say, I do like this. I don't know if this is that glowy, but this totally is really hydrating. Today I am actually wearing this one and I do like it. I don't know if hydrating primer is really something super necessary in my skincare routine, because I feel that I could just use a really hydrating day cream and then go in with my pore filling primer, for example, or one of my favorite primers is from Catrice, their Sensational primer, which is kind of like a beautiful glowy pore filling primer that is really amazing. So I typically would maybe prefer wearing that. However, for example, at the moment I am using as my moisturizer a product that has SPF to it, and it's not super moisturizing, but it is moisturizing enough for me. So I do think that going in with a moisturizing primer before applying makeup could be a good idea, and I really do like this. This one also has a really nice watermelon scent, and yeah, I enjoy it. After trying this one, would I buy the Glow Recipe one? I don't think so. For me, high-end makeup needs to be freaking amazing for me to buy it, and I don't know if I really need hydrating primer that much. I do love the First Aid Beauty primer, the Coconut Skin Smoothie one, but the issue for me with that one is that it's not too easy for me to access. It's not sold in Finland, I need to order it online. Not all of the online stores that I shop for sell First Aid Beauty. So because of that I have not purchased it in a while, but I think that is worth the money, especially since it is a little bit more large tube. But this one I am enjoying right now. I got to say though, I have only worn it a couple of times, so I cannot really give like a full depth review or my final opinions. I feel, you know, I need to probably use the entire bottle to figure out what I'm thinking about it. And most importantly, I will need to use it in winter when I do have a little bit more dry skin and see if it really helps then. But you know, the first impression is that it is actually quite a nice product. Then I did buy a backup for my Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. This is the only foundation I'm using. This is the shade 04 Neutral Porcelain. During the summer I have been mixing two shades, but today I went in with just this shade. And yeah, I think it's pretty okay for me already. It is kind of like a pale shade. Then I bought the Catrice True Skin High Coverage Concealer. I did buy one of these in July, and I'm actually wearing that today, and then I'm wearing like a brightening concealer on top of it. But the shade that I bought in July is kind of like my skin tone at the moment. So I do like a little bit more brightening concealer under my eyes, so I bought this one. This is the shade Warm Macadamia. I don't remember now what the shade that I have is, but it's a little bit deeper. Maybe it was the Cool Cashmere one. So yeah, I just love this line from Catrice. I'm not sure if they have a powder in this line, I guess. I don't know if I'm interested in trying that, but the foundation is amazing. It's the only foundation I wear. It's a beautiful satin finish and it has a good coverage, good staying power, it's affordable, what else can I ask? And then the concealer is really nice, it doesn't look cakey, and it does have a kind of like a nice hydrating finish to it, and it covers well, so yeah. Do enjoy this product. And then let's still very quickly talk about the value of the purchases. The makeup was 14 euros and 53 cents, so not much at all for 3 makeup products. And then the skincare, so the eye makeup remover, was 3.98 euros. So in total my purchases in August were 18.51 euros, and in 2022 my purchases have been in total 586.66 euros. And my goal is to keep my spending under 1,000 euros. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next one. Bye bye.